Around the world, the story repeats like a haunting echo. Nations split apart by language, ethnicity, and religion. What begins as words and politics soon erupts into rage on the streets. In Rwanda, neighbors who once shared meals turned on each other in a wave of brutal ethnic violence. In Myanmar, entire villages were driven out simply because of who they were. In Sudan's Darfur region, ethnic cleansing left countless lives shattered, and its scars still run deep. And today, in different corners of the world, the same pattern continues. Divisions deepen, violence erupts, and the fragile dream of harmony slips further from reach. But what if a blueprint for unity already exists? What if one of the world's most complex and diverse nations has figured out how to hold it all together? A nation of over 285 million people spread across more than 17,000 islands, home to more than 1,300 distinct ethnic groups and over 700 languages. This is Indonesia, a country that lives by the motto Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, or unity in diversity. Indonesia's vast archipelago isn't just diverse in ethnicity and language, it's diverse in faith too. It's the world's most populous Muslim-majority nation, with roughly 87% of its citizens identifying as Muslim. Yet alongside Islam, Protestantism, Catholicism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Confucianism are officially recognized and openly practiced. Indonesia proves that diversity doesn't have to mean division. Now, we're not saying this is the perfect solution, but it's a story worth talking about. In this video, we're breaking down 5 practical lessons from Indonesia's approach to unity, strategies that any nation facing division could learn from today.
Before we get to the lessons, you need to know Indonesia's national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. It translates to unity in diversity. It's not just a slogan, it's the core of their national identity. And that brings us to our first lesson. How do you get a Javanese Muslim, a Balinese Hindu, and a Papuan Christian to see themselves as part of the same family? Indonesia's answer was Pancasila. Pancasila is the state's foundational ideology, consisting of 5 principles: belief in one God, a just and civilized humanity, the unity of Indonesia, democracy, and social justice for all. Notice what's missing? It doesn't elevate one religion, one ethnicity, or one island over another. It's an inclusive umbrella that everyone can stand under. By creating loyalty to these shared national values first, individual ethnic or religious identities don't become a threat to the nation. They become part of its rich tapestry. The lesson for divided nations is clear. You must build a national identity that is bigger than any single group, giving everyone a reason to belong and a stake in the country's success.
In many divided countries, cultural differences are seen as a source of friction, something to be managed or even suppressed. Indonesia takes the opposite approach. It celebrates its diversity as its greatest strength. This is a powerful example of Indonesia's cultural harmony. Instead of forcing everyone into a single cultural mold, Indonesia actively promotes regional arts, traditions, and languages on a national stage. Children in school learn about the different cultures from across the archipelago. National television showcases the incredible variety of food, music, and clothing. This constant exposure does something profound. It turns the other into us. When you see another group's traditions not as a threat to your own but as a valued part of your shared national heritage, it becomes impossible to fear them. The lesson is that building national unity doesn't mean erasing differences. It means weaving them together into a stronger, more vibrant national story.
Division often starts when people feel unheard, ignored, or ruled by a distant capital that doesn't understand their needs. A feeling of alienation is the enemy of national unity. Indonesia learned this lesson the hard way, and since the late 1990s, has undergone one of the world's most rapid decentralization programs. Today, local governments in Indonesia have significant authority over their own affairs, from education to infrastructure. This allows regions to govern in a way that respects their unique local culture and addresses their specific challenges. A special autonomy status for Aceh or Papua, for example, acknowledges their distinct histories and needs. When people feel they have a voice and control over their own destiny, they are far more likely to feel a sense of belonging to the larger nation. The lesson here is that unity is not achieved through rigid central control, but through flexible, inclusive governance that empowers local communities.
How do you solve disagreements in a society with so many different viewpoints? While conflict is inevitable, Indonesia has deeply embedded cultural traditions for resolving it peacefully. Two key concepts are musyawarah and mufakat. Musyawarah is the process of deliberation, where everyone gets to voice their opinion, and all perspectives are heard with respect. The goal isn't to win a debate, but to understand all sides of an issue. This leads to mufakat, or consensus, a solution that everyone can agree to live with, even if it's not their first choice. This approach is a powerful tool for overcoming division and polarization. It prioritizes community harmony over individual victory. While it doesn't solve every problem, this cultural emphasis on dialogue creates a foundation of respect. The lesson is that countries can unite differences by embedding practices of respectful dialogue and consensus seeking into their political and social fabric.
Unity isn't accidental. It has to be taught. Indonesia's long-term strategy for harmony is rooted in its education system and civic life. The principles of Pancasila and the value of diversity are taught to children from a young age. Schools emphasize respecting different religions and cultures. Students learn that their identity as an Indonesian is just as important as their identity as a Sundanese, a Batak, or a Balinese. Furthermore, interfaith organizations play a crucial public role, with Muslim, Christian, and Hindu leaders often appearing together to promote peace and understanding. This is a key lesson from Indonesia for divided nations. Tolerance and pluralism must be actively and continuously nurtured through education and public discourse. You have to build the software of unity in the minds of your citizens, generation after generation.
So let's recap the 5 lessons. Forge a shared national identity that rises above differences. Celebrate multiculturalism as a source of strength. Give local regions a real voice through autonomy. Prioritize dialogue over confrontation, and actively teach the values of tolerance and pluralism. While Indonesia's journey is not perfect and the nation still grapples with real issues of intolerance and inequality, its deliberate commitment to unity and diversity provides a powerful and hopeful example of how a profoundly diverse society can actively work towards harmony. It proves that diversity and unity are not opposing forces. They can and must coexist. If Indonesia can unite across thousands of islands, hundreds of cultures, and multiple religions, perhaps our divided world can too.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the corresponding video on your screen for more engaging content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more amazing stories. We value your support. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.